Hold on. You know what I'm saying? I like the way I look right in this little corner, right? This little spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like not too much light, not too much. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's Lord.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. It's called self-love.
Howdy, y'all. This is how I feel wearing this hat. We outside. It's a nice day. It's like the most perfect weather. It's not too hot. It's like the lightest breeze. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's going in correlation with the sun beaming down. It's like you feel the hot sun on my right. And you feel the cool breeze to my left. It's like, yes. You see what I'm saying? But today's topic is a pretty interesting one. And I want to talk about filtering out our thoughts, right? Filtering out your thoughts. So basically, we get between 6,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day, which is crazy. And, you know, the more of a thinker that you are, essentially the more thoughts that you tend to get, right? A lot of our thoughts go unquestioned, right? We just have these thoughts and we'll question things, question situations, question people that's in our lives, question things people have said to us, question events that have occurred, things of the past, right? We'll just question things. We just wonder, like, just silly examples, like, you know, you could be in a relationship and your girl told you she was out with her friends, and next thing you know, you laying up at night and you just start second guessing, like, hold on, like, was she even really out with her friends? Like, what was she with a nigga? And you just get this random thought. Now, she don't got no history of cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's something just come over you and tell you to question something that she told you earlier. Something already got past, but something just boom. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you allow that to go unacknowledged in the right way, you know, that could essentially start an argument. That could cause you to bring the conversation back up to your significant other. And now you ask her questions and interrogating her, and she's like, where this coming from? Why you ask me? Boom. You know what I'm saying? Now you have chaos in the relationship, in the connection, because of what? Because of a unacknowledged thought. This thought came to the brain, and rather than saying like, nah, I'm tripping, like, I'm not even gonna go down in that road, you know what I'm saying? And just recognize it. And it could get even crazier, right? Because you could be going through something, right? Like a breakup, for example, right? And it'd be things like, things a person may have said to you, may replay in your head, like, oh, nobody else will ever want you, nobody else will ever date you. You know, niggas, let us say this, the woman, niggas get super scary, like, nobody wants you, look at all these kids you got. Like, I'm the only nigga that'll put up with this, da-da-da. Female will be like, what? Like, he's stupid, like, in the moment, but these type of things are replay in the person's head later. You know what I'm saying? I see it all the time. I see it. A female just go through a divorce, and she posted this on her caption on social media, you know what I'm saying? And my ex-husband said, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, for her to even put that as the caption, you gotta understand, it's like, those are thoughts in her head, you know, it's now in her subconscious. So what we need to do is be aware of our thoughts, right? Recognize and filter out the positive versus negative thoughts, right? I just give you two random examples. Y'all could use a million different examples, right? But you could just be sitting there feeling lonely, the devil will sneak up, start whispering stuff in your ear. Nobody love you, nobody value you, nobody appreciate you. Even if you feel like this is the case, right? It's not the same way as we really feel it to be. Because many times a lot of people felt lost in life and felt like nobody appreciated them. And might took their own life or something crazy. And next you know, they got a million people gathering at their funeral. And it's crazy. It's like this person left this world because they felt alone and lonely and unloved and underappreciated. Whole time, that was the opposite of what it was. It just everybody be so busy and occupied and everybody trying to gather themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got things going on, and we all have a capacity. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like we only able to handle but so much. So, you know, I learned that from going to jail. I ain't gonna lie. I was like super mad at niggas when I was in jail. You know, like niggas not answering my calls. I just taught niggas how to make money before I put all these niggas on. Niggas is eating. Niggas like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? Some of my niggas like was there, put money on my books, but I'm like, why is only a couple, like what the, you know what I'm saying? Like all the love I done poured out, but I realized like when I got out of jail, it's like out of sight, out of mind. When I start hearing about what niggas was going through as I'm in there, it's like niggas got their own troubles and trials and tribulations, like things that just distract you. It just steal your focus, you know what I'm saying, from what's important. You know, we should be trying to show love and support to people as much as we can, but how much support can a person show to someone else if they're barely hanging on themselves? You see what I'm saying? So the whole thing with filtering out our thoughts is super important because we get all type of thoughts coming to our brain, right? Our thoughts are not our own. Literally. Our thoughts are not our own. You know, it's a mix-up of the things that we have consumed and have come across. You know, you might have seen things, right? Watching the TV, being around certain places. You could hear people arguing. You could be in a certain environment and like we consume all these different things. So the little chit chatter and some of the negative things that have spilled into our ears and eyes tend to roam into our thoughts. And it's like we need to be able to decipher when we get a thought like, boom, does this go in the pro column or does this go in the con column? Is this a healthy thought or an unhealthy thought? Should I acknowledge this thought? Should I ignore this thought? You know what I'm saying? Because like you could get a thought and as fast as you get it, you can be like, I shouldn't even think about that. And you can intentionally think about something else. The brain is so powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's so powerful. But it's funny because I got this little saying I made up and I say, the mind is incredible, but it isn't credible. The mind is incredible, but it isn't credible. And it's crazy. I feel like they go hand in hand with what I'm talking about because it's just like the brain is magnificent, you know? Everything we see is a creation of the imagination. A car, a table, t-shirt, anything. Somebody wearing a ring, candy, food, like anything, light, electricity, like however you want to put it. It was a creation of the imagination. It was something that sparked in the mind, and then humans created it, and then it evolved and stayed, and then we just keep adding new creations, and now we have all these different creations, and now we live in this world and have a society, and we outside. You know what I'm saying? We outside, but everything's a creation of the imagination. So when we see people creating things that's useful for other humans and for us as society, obviously those are healthy thoughts being put to use, right? I wonder if I can create this system where I can get people mail and letters delivered to them. Someone created a postal system. You see what I'm saying? We see UPS, we see FedEx. That was someone's thought. That was a thought somebody got. Somebody thought about that. And then the craziest part about that, the craziest part about that is that like somebody else probably came up with that thought first. Could you imagine? You see what I'm saying? Like somebody else probably came up with that thought first, like the postal system and all that, but didn't act on it, right? You know how many people come up with ideas and don't act on it, and another person had that same idea? It might be 1 million people with the same idea at the same time. Ooh, hold on. You know what I'm saying? I look right in this little corner, right? This little spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like not too much light, not too much. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? It's Lord. But no. As I'm saying, like, so the whole thing is like, we need to filter our thoughts and understand what's a healthy thought, what's an unhealthy thought. And, you know, allow it to be utilized in our lives appropriately so that we can grow. Because when we get negative thoughts, they take over our mind and they hold us back. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they really can hinder us, you know? like not acknowledging negative thoughts properly, you know, we get very strange thoughts at times. And if we allow that thought to come through our portal and we speak it out our mouths and we put in this negativity into existence, you know, it can create chaos and turmoil for our lives. So we want to be careful and be strategic what we're allowing ourselves to think, what we're dwelling on, what we are pondering on for a period of time, you know what I'm saying? Because when you start to be more aware and more conscious of this, when you get negative thoughts, you catch it right away. Like you start catching it, you know? But it's almost like, for me, what I've noticed, like, it's like the more positive information you consume, the more comfortable and familiar you are with positivity and things of a high frequency and things of a high vibration, right? And the more you deal with negativity and deal with chaos and turmoil, the more you're comfortable with negativity and the more you're uncomfortable with positivity. I know, like, females, for example, they'll get mistreated by different niggas, right? This should be crazy. Like, I literally seen this shit like a day ago. It's so crazy. Like, it's not even funny. It's just mind-boggling. But it's like, person get mistreated so much, and then they complain about it. You would think like they actually want to be treated well. You would think, right? Because they're complaining. But they actually spending so much time complaining and being accustomed to being mistreated that they actually don't even know how to be treated well. You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually they're not familiar with how to consume love. They're not receptive to love in the right way. So sometimes people could complain about the thing that's going wrong, and then the right thing are coming into their lives, and they're actually more uncomfortable with the right thing. Like, a nigga come and treat them well, and they don't know how to appreciate or be receptive to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Some people, you know, I have friends who struggled like for so long, and then when they start coming around and being around some money, and you trying to offer niggas this and bless niggas with this and that, niggas' pride is like, they get uncomfortable that you helping them. Like damn, bro, like, you think I can't do it myself? Like, whole time they need this help, they need this love, but they so uncomfortable, so unfamiliar with it, they don't even know how to appreciate, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it get deep, you know? But like I said, the more we're familiar with positivity, the more we appreciate positivity. The more we're familiar with negativity, the more we feel more comfortable dealing with negativity, you know? So overall, the whole concept of filtering out our thoughts is to be mindful and to be aware and be strategic with what we're allowing to run through our brains on a daily basis, right? Because you always want to be plotting and master planning and game planning for the next thing, the next big thing. What's the next big thing I'm on, right? Like, real shit. Like, this is all you should be thinking about in life. Like, what's the next, how I'm going to evolve? How am I going to grow? How am I going to expand? How am I going to help the next person? How can I be more supportive? How can I be more loving? You know? Like, we want to be content with ourselves, yes. And we want to appreciate now. We want to appreciate the present. You know, so you don't necessarily always want to be like chasing. But at the same time, yes, you want to be growing, because if you're not moving forward, you sitting still, and sitting still is just as bad as going backwards. See what I'm saying? So we want to be cautious to make sure that we're running forward. Peace. That's all for today.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love.